Greetings and salutations. So, the uh, the old computer is processing a video of the test reading for one of the short stories here that this illustration here is made for, Prospector. And I post this little video to kind of explain a little bit of the short story. Way back in the yonder years, when I was itty bitty, I suppose you can call it that. When I was in high school, the Walmart had one of those compilations of classic movies that no one watches anymore. And one of these collections was an Orson Welles collection. And discovering Orson Welles was a bit of a revelation, to say the least. It didn't have Citizen Kane, and this is the point, is it didn't have Citizen Kane in this compilation, because everyone loves Citizen Kane, but it had the B-roll Orson Welles movies. The Third Man and Confidential Report. And The Third Man isn't necessarily part of the Orson Welles pantheon, because he only starred in the movie, he didn't direct it. You can tell there was an Orson Welles influence in the movie, though. The movie that I grew a great deal of fondness for was Confidential Report. And there was this European socialite, a man of wealth and means, who suffers from amnesia. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know his past. And so he hires this detective. And this detective goes romping around Europe looking after this forgotten past, tracing the steps this man took to reassemble what the man had forgotten. Really is quite a good movie. It doesn't have the Orson Welles flair. I think there are some extenuating circumstances in the production of the movie where he didn't have complete control over the editing and the post-processing of the movie. But I got a thing for B movies. The weird and strange movies. which is why of the Orson Welles films that stand out in my mind, there are three of the pinnacle pieces of filmmaking that he's done. Confidential Report, his interpretation of Franz Kafka's The Trial. It's a haunting movie. And Touch of Evil. And Touch of Evil is kind of a strange movie. There's a level of bitterness, an old man's bitterness in that film. It's quite shocking. But before the battery runs out on the camera, I should get to the point. I'm currently processing a 12-minute video, which is a test reading of the first chapter of this short story. The short story has something similar of a plot. There's a man who thinks he is the last survivor of the end of the world, and he's looking for something. He's looking for an item of extreme value. The last of the history of the world. An archive of everything known to the human race. And he's got to search the destroyed world to find it. So, anyway, I'll be posting the video quite soon. As for this little short ramble, I suppose that should be what I have for now. So, a little bit of drawing, a little bit of early evening ink work, and have a good night.